Folks, we live in a society where men grope around in the dark searching for manhood through various means and ways. Let's face it, some of us lift weights and get our muscles big and we think, man. Let's face it, others of us buy all kinds of fancy clothes and long cars, etc., and we feel, man, I've arrived now. If I can just get this, then I'll be a man. Then others of us feel that if we can get enough girlfriends, we will be men. Isn't that something? Hey? And we continue to grope around in the dark trying to figure out the formula for becoming real live men. We look for it in wealth, wit, power, all kinds of avenues, looking for this elusive thing called manhood. And the problem with this, Brother Butler, is the fact that these males searching for manhood in the dark get married and have children. Isn't that something? And after shattered dreams and broken promises, the solution is divorce. Not deal with my problem, but divorce, back away and marry someone else and rear my sons from a distance, and the problem perpetuates itself. Because let's face it, if I'm not worth 50 cents, my son won't be worth a quarter, his son won't be worth a dime, and his son won't be worth a nickel. Then you're down to 2 cents, then you're down to nothing plus nothing equals nothing. Hey? And so, woman, if you're married nothing, it started a long time ago. Okay? All right. All right. These males grope around in the dark looking for manhood. It's like a man in the jungles of Africa searching in the deep, dark Africa trying to become a nuclear physicist. His chances will be slim and none. Folks, every year, according to the U.S. Bureau of Census, there are over 2 million marriages in this country. And according to that same U.S. Bureau of Census, there are over 1 million divorces. Now, that's not the saddest of all statistics, folks, because 80% of those who remain married just put up with one another. And only 20% remain are well adjusted in marriage, making a total of 6% of those who get married have good marriages. 6%. That means if I'm honest to a young lady and a young man who say we want to get married, I am to say to them, your chances at having a good marriage is 2, slim and none. Hey? Then we wonder why we have the drug culture, the great crime waves. We have all the gangs and all the murders, the rapes, and all of those things. It's a result of broken homes. Nothing from nothing will always leave nothing. And so as a result, you can't walk the street. You've got to bar up your doors, and you got to put alarms on your cars. Your insurance is sky high simply because men will not be men. Men will not be men. We have a shortage of men in our society. Well, folks, if we're going to turn this thing around in any kind of way, it's got to happen through the one school that God has provided. And that school is the church that belongs to Christ. This is the only place, the only sphere, the only society that is capable of producing real live men. It's God's school that originated in his mind before the foundation of the world. We cannot improve on it. We cannot modify it in any kind of way because it is God's school. For the next few moments, I want to look at three characters. Two who began their lives as God-men and then left God's mandate, and their lives ended up tragic. Then the third one who started out right and ended up right. The first one I'd like to look at is the man Saul. 1 Samuel chapter 9, verse 1. The man Saul. 1 Samuel chapter 9, verse 1. When you turn your Bibles over to 1 Samuel chapter 9, verse 1, you find that Saul was the son of Kish, a wealthy man. He became Israel's first king. When you look at 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 4, you see Israel asking for a king, and God telling Samuel, they have not rejected you, they have rejected me. You find in 1 Samuel chapter 10 that Saul's home was Gibeah, that land of bisexuals, that city of bisexuals who ravaged the concubine of a Levite over in Judges, the 19th chapter. And remember, the Levite was so upset when he woke up and saw his concubine lifeless. They wanted him, but the master of the house pushed her out, and they abused his woman all night. He cut her up into 12 pieces, dropped a piece off in every tribe in Israel. Israel met at Mizpah, weeping, and they went up to Benjamin and to the city of Gibeah and said, give us the worthless fellows who have done this thing. And they said, no, we're proud of these men. Civil war broke out. The Benjamites were exterminated, and only a few ran into the wilderness. I'm talking about the humble beginning of this man Saul, coming from the smallest tribe, because only those few men who could get away preserved Benjamin in Israel. And now watch, folks. Saul came from this group. And notice what it says in 1 Samuel chapter 9, 1 Samuel chapter 9, verse 1. It says that he was a man of the tribe of Benjamin. That is the most humblest of all tribes, the tribe of disgrace, really. He came from a disgraced background, from a disgraced city, the city of Gibeah. So God picked a man who had every reason to be humble, every reason to believe and feel he did not deserve the appointment. Verse 2, he was a handsome man. He stood head and shoulders above all Israel. Notice, folks, Israel asked for a king like other nations. Notice, God did not pick for him a short man. Pick for Israel a short man, right? Okay? Did not pick a short man. We want to be like other nations. We want a man who looks like a king. We want somebody who looked macho, head and shoulders above all the rest of Israel. No man in Israel as handsome as he was. Folks, what is the text saying? Okay? Not going to pick a man with a short man's complex. Some of the hardest guys I've ever dealt with in my life were short men. They'll bite you, they'll kick you, they'll stomp, they'll do everything to prove that they are a force to be reckoned with. I'm a man just like you. Okay? Saul, think about it, folks. 1 Samuel chapter 10, verses 6 through 9, God would give him another heart. God would give him the spirit of prophecy. Okay? Give him the spirit of prophecy, another heart. This man Saul was going to have everything that it took to be a great king. Humble beginning, new heart, spirit of prophecy, size, physical appearance, everything that Israel needed in a king, God put in this man Saul. Saul began as a great king. As a great king, folks. He dealt with those who attacked, the Ammonites who attacked Jabesh Gilead. He rallied all Israel together, and those who murmured about him being king, Saul was able